And you are watching today. Now, a fire at a school in Atteridgeville in Tshwane has been extinguished. Zodwa Special School caught fire this morning, and it's unclear if any of the students who were there were injured. More information is coming through, though, this hour. But let's get the latest from our reporter, Pule Letshwiti-Jones, who arrived at school, and he's there on the grounds of the school. As I can see, workers clearing whatever is left over that's been damaged by the fire. Pule, good afternoon. What do we know happened there?
Well, good afternoon, Prajan, and I'm just going to ask my colleague Budzeni just to unmount his camera so you can have a closer look at what we're seeing here. Of course, this is a burned down school structure in Atteridgeville Special School, and we understand as a result of the building having been burned down, 2 people have died and 4 injured in a gas explosion at this particular school. That's as far as the information we've gotten from the Tshwane Emergency Services Unit. And as far as we understand as well, they responded to this fire incident, which of course resulted from a gas explosion here at this particular school. And it seems as though firefighters on the scene had put out the fire. And right now, these people who have come here are just collecting the last material from this burnt down structure and offloading it onto a truck, which they will eventually take to a scrap yard, we're being told as well. The Department of Education here in Gauteng has said that it's quite worried about the other people who are working here who are very badly injured. So 4 people who are very badly injured, and they have now said that the MEC of education in Gauteng will be coming here to try and speak to the families of those who have died, and of course those who have been injured as a result of this gas explosion as well. I'm just going to try to get response from the spokesperson, Steve Mabona, just to get even more details regarding what will happen here. Steve, thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. Let me just give us the latest as to what will be happening here.
No, we can confirm that 2 employees died as a result of fire, which we will rely on the police to conduct their investigation and just to understand on what might have transpired. But we understand that there was a gas leak, which we don't know how we sparked fire. Those are the things that we'll then have to wait for the investigation to provide us with the necessary answers. But we know that there's 4 employees that are currently at a medical facility that are being attended to. So it's 6 employees that are involved. 2 died on the scene, and then 4 they are in the medical facility down here.
And of course, the MEC is expected to come here?
Yes, the MEC is on his way here. He felt that he needed to come to the school just to understand on what transpired. But safe to say that learners managed to continue in the process of teaching and learning, because you might have seen that there's a gate which you must access to come this side of where they were working. So you can close it. So they managed to close the gate, and learners continued in the classes without any hindrance.
And you can also safely say that no learners were injured in this process?
No, definitely we can assure you that no learner was affected. But what we need to do is to continue to provide psycho support. There might be those that they would have witnessed something, because you understand the fire, there was a lot of smoke. So we'll make sure that we bring necessary support that the school will need. I mean, this is a learners with special educational needs school, quite sensitive. Hence, it's quite important for us to make sure that these learners here, they receive necessary support that they will require from the department.
The building structure, of course, has burned down, but will this affect the learning here at this particular school?
No, not really, because this was in additional structures that we normally put, because as you know that our numbers are growing, every academic year. So we'll then prepare make sure that we have enough space. So the contractor is still on site. I mean, now that this has burned, it doesn't mean that the structure, they don't need to continue to erect it. As you see that they are removing the remaining corrugated ions, they will then have to have a responsibility to continue with the process of erecting the structure, because we have contracted them to erect the structure, so they will have to continue with that.
2 people have died. Have you been in touch with the families as well?
Well, we are interacting with because the employer is still on site. We will get the contact details, because some of the family members of those that are in the hospital, they were also inquiring on what's going to be happening. So the employer is here, is assured them that he will reach out, and they will get the contact details of the deceased, so that we can also, convey our condolences to the both families.
So thank you very much, Steve, for joining us, of course, speaking on behalf of the Education Department here in Gauteng. As you can see, the visuals here are Prodan, this structure that is burned down. We're now seeing them actually, wrecking it apart and taking the last bit of material here, which we'll understand will be taken to the scrapyard. This situation is currently under investigation as well. We do understand that this fire was as a result of a gas leak as well. The MEC of Education here in Gauteng is expected to make his way here at this particular scene.
Yeah, just to recap the numbers very quickly, Pule, before we let you go. From what I understand, 2 people who work there have died and 4 others are seriously injured in hospital. No pupil was injured at all. There was a gas explosion and then the fire happened. An investigation is underway. Seems like Pule can't hear me. I just wanted to wrap, but my understanding from that interview with Steve Mabona is that 2 people died in that Atteridgeville Special School after a gas explosion caused a fire. 4 others are seriously injured in hospital. And fortunately, no pupils, no young ones were hurt, and the police are now investigating. And the MEC for Education in Gauteng is on his way to the scene.